Hey y'all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. Today I'm super excited to do another installment in my visit back to my Palette Palooza videos and doing palette bingos with all the palettes. So yeah, as I said, I'm going back to my Palette Palooza videos that I did in 2020. I'll go ahead and leave the playlist somewhere up here. I forget which side it's on, but I'll leave it up here if you want to go check. I've already done January and February, and today we are diving into March's Palette Palooza, and I'm going to be doing a palette bingo with all of the palettes that I reviewed and share with you guys in that video. And today I think we have 5 palettes. Yep, they're all right here. I just so happen to still have all of them. The only palette that I technically decluttered is this one, the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Euphoria palette. However, I did give it to my daughter, and so it's in her little makeup play area, so I just borrowed it for this video. I think I've done that before, but anyway, I'm just gonna borrow it and then I will give it back. But I have all the other palettes here. We have 5 in total. Just to run through them really quick, I have the Midas Cosmetics Smokey Glow palette that came in first. If you're curious, I'll leave that video, the Palette Palooza for March of 2020. I'll leave a link down below and also up here in the cards if you want to watch it. Levi was making little noises in that video. He was so young and tiny. Anyway, then I also have the Poppi Cosmetics Neon Drip palette. I have the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette, and then Makeup Revolution's Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise, and then, as I just said, the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Euphoria palette. So these are all the palettes that we have to do a Palette Palooza, and since there are, several palettes, what I'm going to do is take one shadow from each palette. And I feel like 5 shadows will be plenty to do an eye look, and then if I want to reach for any more or add to it, I can just kind of, I don't know, my own discretion at that point. But I at least have to use all 5 of them some way on my eyes or on my face. So those are the rules. Let's go ahead and just get in a little bit closer, and we can go ahead and use a random or random.org. I don't have an app or anything. I just use random.org to randomly select the colors that I'm going to be using to create an eye look with. Alright, so it has been way too long since I've done this. I'm a little rusty, but let me go ahead and pull it up, and I am going to do a screen recording so you guys can see what I'm seeing. And I'm just going to pull from the top of the stack, so I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Euphoria palette, and I'm going to input 15 numbers and then just generate, and we have 13. So that is, here we go, just starting here, going over 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 13, so this is the first color. I'll go ahead and swatch it. I like to swatch it because it helps me kind of keep track of what I'm doing a little bit easier. So we're gonna swatch it out right here. That's a pretty shade, that should be fun. Okay, next up we have the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise, and I forgot this has some glitters, so I'm hoping I don't get glitters today, but this has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 shadows. So I'm gonna go and once again, put the number 18 and generate. We have 15, which if we go, we have 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. I hope I'm in frame. I'm so bad at remembering. But it's this shade right here is Fiesta, which looks like an absolutely gorgeous type of shimmer shadow. I remember this is like a Super Shock formula. It doesn't last the best on my eyes, but hey, that's fine if it don't last too long. I'm just gonna be wearing this half a day. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is like Super Shock. I just rubbed it in a little too hard, and it like did pan. Not that I made pan on this, but it just moved it around. Anyway, there it is, swatched out. That's a pretty combo. I am liking how it's going so far. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, which is the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette, and it has 8 shadows in here. So once again, just gonna input the number 8 and generate. We have 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, a green. I like a good grungy green, but this is definitely, it was kind of going a little bit more bright, so I'll be curious to see how, oh, I think that'll go well together. Let me get a better swatch. I used my dirty finger from the first swatch. My bad. I think that'll actually go nice together. It's not swatching too hot, honestly. It's not picking up on my finger very well, but we'll see how it performs on the eyes. I remember liking this palette. You can go and watch my Palette Palooza if you want to hear my thoughts or review on any of these palettes, because it's been over a year at this point, so I might be a little rusty on my memory. Okay, next up is the Poppi Cosmetics Neon Drip. I do remember I really like this palette. It made it to my top 10, I want to say, of 2020. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I'm taking that back. I forget exactly. It made it to a top favorite for sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and put this in. Here is what the inside looks like. So we have 12. Let me type that in. 12 is 9. So we have 4, 8, 9. We have a bright purple. I knew this palette was gonna throw a wrench into things because obviously it's so neon. I mean, maybe not too bad. Let's see. Maybe we can work with that. purple and green, like a grungy green. We shall see. We will have to work with it. Anyway, last palette is the Midas Cosmetics and Smokey Glow palette, and this has a lot of shadows. Here's what it looks like. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. So we have 18. Let's put it back in there, and we're gonna pull a 10. That went really fast. Sorry, I kind of blanked for a minute. I was like, wait, did I click it? But I think I clicked it. Anyway, let's see. We have, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a brown. Okay. Of all the colors I could have gotten here, I was not expecting to get a brown. Oh, so sad. Anyway, let's put it here. Ooh, it's a nice rich brown. Okay, I take back my complaints. As long as it's a rich color, I will be happy. So this is the color store we have to work with. It is all over the place, so let me take some time thinking and then we will get into it. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna kind of go and feel it out basically, because I really don't know. I kind of want to do these two in my crease, or these two, I should be a little bit more clear. But then I don't really know, like these three go really well together for an eye look, and then these two go really well together for an eye look. But to put them all together, it's a little bit more, and the gold would go with the purple too, not saying it wouldn't, but I'm trying to figure out a way to mesh them together without just like throwing a shade on my lower lash line, because I don't know what else to do with it. So it's being very difficult. So I'm just sitting here staring at it, and I feel like I should just get started and get going and just see how it evolves. Maybe not the best plan, but I think it's the plan I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna start with this in my crease, just because I feel like it's what I keep going back to every time I kind of look around to go, you know, to figure out what I'm gonna do. I keep wanting to put this in my crease. So that's what we're gonna do, and that came from the first palette, which is the Reloaded Euphoria palette, that shade right there. And I'm gonna be using these new brushes from What's Up Beauty. It's a new brand, and they sent me the brushes. This is the R103. I have their palette as well, but I just haven't got a chance to like play around and use on camera yet. But it's on my to-do list. However, in the meantime, I was like, you know what, I can at least start trying their brushes, and then that way whenever I do start to play with their palette, maybe I can give you guys a bit of a review on these, because I love brushes. They always make me so excited whenever I have new brushes to play with. So I wanted to play with them today, and they feel very, very nice. They're pretty soft. They're not scratchy at all. I wouldn't say they're soft like Sonia G is kind of like the top of the line for me personally. When I think of a very, very nice brush, Sonia G is definitely there. I wouldn't say they're that soft, but they're definitely incredibly soft. Softer, I feel like, than Sigma, which is a brand I really, really like. Very nice, and that blended it out like instantly almost. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm going to take the brown. I know this might be a little, what are you doing, Katie? But I have a plan. We'll see if it goes, if it works. So that's going to come, oh man, I dropped my brush. So that's going to be from the Smoky Glow palette from Midas Cosmetics, that brown called Vote right there. And I'm going to be putting that directly into my crease, and basically I'm wanting to deepen up this, the crease, and just add depth. I like a lot of depth in my crease, and I feel like these two will go together very well. I'm a little nervous that the brown's gonna overpower the that peachy pink shade, but I'll add more if I need to. This brush is the R102 brush. They're short brushes. That's kind of like my first review I can give. Like, they're short in stature or like size. Like, this is a Sigma. I feel like that's pretty typical. I have a black outfit on, so this, I'm trying to show you guys so it stands out. This is Sigma, and then this is the What's Up Beauty. So they're pretty short in comparison to like that brush. Not saying it's a bad thing, and they're not like short travel size brushes, but I wonder if they are similar to Sonia G. You know what? They are. They're basically the same size. All right, so this went on really well. I like how easy this little brush is to get in here, and then of course quality-wise of Midas Cosmetics, it builds up really nice and goes on top of another shadow very nicely. I'm gonna go back in. How did I get blue on this? Oh, I touched the palette. There's a blue in this palette. Anyway, I brushed it off. I'm gonna go back into that Reloaded Euphoria palette and just put it on top, just because, like I said, I don't want to kind of lose this color. Like, it's a pretty bright and unique color, and I kind of have an idea what I'm gonna do with that purple, so I don't want to lose that color and just make this more of like a grungy look with the green and the brown and the gold. I want to keep that pop in there. Let's keep it moving. Now we're going to go into the green and let's see how that green works. Like it was swatching, it wasn't swatching the best. So I'm going to go in with this this brush is R105 and we are touching into Marsh, which was the grungy green in the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. And I'm going to, yeah, it's not wanting to pick it up. I wonder if this is old. Like I reviewed it last year and I did remember I had it. Oh, there's a bit of a hard pin. Maybe that's why I'm not picking it up. So I really dug in there. But I do remember having it for a little while before I actually used it. I think I bought it on sale, on an Ulta sale. And then it sat in my to-try pile for a couple months before I finally got a chance to try it. I think, if I remember right. But anyway, let's see if we can build up some depth. Because it's picking up, it's going on, but it's not as deep a green as I thought, so maybe I can mix a little bit of the brown in there, I guess. It's going. I just want it to look like a really grungy green is what I'm going after. I feel like that'll be fun, complementing the bright crease shade I have and then the bright purple that I will have on there. I'm gonna go back into the brown now from the Midas palette and I'm going to blend this out and I'll probably blend it down and around because I feel like the brown from the Midas palette is a much stronger shadow than the green. So maybe it can add a little depth and then I can pat on the green to kind of make sure it stays green, but the brown can kind of mix in and mesh with it to give it some depth and intensity because I like it to be nice and intense out here. I think for my other side, I'm gonna lay down the brown first and then put the green on top. Okay, so just as a little review, not really that I'm reviewing these, I just wanted to play with them again is the reason for this series, but just so you guys know, that Lime Crime, the green is not really wanting to stay on, like I'm really having to pick it up and then tap it on because as I was blending out with the brown, it was kind of dusting it away, so I'll see if it does it again, but it definitely, I don't know if that's because I put down the brown first and then now I'm trying to put on the green, whereas this side I laid down the green first on a more tacky base, then I put the brown and then the green on top. Does that make sense? But anyway, I think that works better for the Lime Crime. The Midas has no problem either going on top of shadows or, you know, first having a tacky base, but the Lime Crime is not really wanting to stick where there was the brown from the Midas packed on. So oopsie there, that did not work out, but oh well, we're keeping on moving. It could also be that the Lime Crime is getting just old and the formula isn't as good. I don't remember having any big issues with it when I used it and reviewed it originally, so something to know and, you know, to keep in mind with these videos is that I am using older palettes. But we're just gonna keep going. I feel like I'll probably be able to hide this with a wing. We'll see. Maybe I'll do an extra fat wing for me. Let's go ahead and move on to the gold. I'm going to try to get a really flat brush because this, as I showed you in the beginning, is like a putty texture. It's from this Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise palette. It's the shade right here, but it's like a Super Shock shadow. So it's slippery, slidey. It's best applied with your finger, but I don't like using my finger because I can't get good precision. So I'm just gonna use a dense little brush, which is the F70 because I mean, I guess I could use this brush, the R106, but it's more of a packer as opposed to a flat brush. I need a flat, like a concealer type of eyeshadow brush, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna pack this on. It's just gonna take a long time because it's that formula that I'm not a big fan of that formula. Also too, this is probably gonna crease on me like crazy, but oh well. Like I said, I'm only wearing this half a day. I'm doing my makeup during nap time today. Okay, so there is that. I'm just going back over with the green, kind of tapping it on to help diffuse that blend out. I suppose I could have put a little bit more of that green a little bit farther over. Yeah, the green doesn't look too bad from my angle. Maybe I'll say, you know, think differently when I look at the footage, but it doesn't look terrible from here. I'm liking how it's looking. So now let me just kind of go around. I like to blend out the edges of everything as I'm finishing up, especially when I do my eyes after my makeup, like my face makeup, just because I feel like it just looks rough on the edges. So let me do that and then we'll do the lower lash line. Okay, lower lash line. Like I said, you guys probably already guessed, but I'm gonna put the purple mostly on the lower lash line and give it like a neon pop down here. So before I do that, I am going to take, let's go ahead and do one of these, that way we can use them. Let's see, this will be good to blend out the purple. I'm gonna use this tiny little brush, is the R101, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that green from the Lime Crime palette, and I'm going to blend that right here. I'm not gonna take it far, less than halfway, because I always like it to kind of connect around, and I like the very outer corner to be nice and smoky, so I think I'm just gonna add black probably. We'll see, but I just like to kind of connect it around with whatever color I have on my outer corner. Okay, and then now I'm gonna take that R106. I'm gonna go into Freaky, this purple, and I'm going to blend that in. Let's see, I don't know if this is gonna stick without some tack. Okay, it looks like it's going on just fine. But I want this to be the main star down here, so I don't mind if it kind of covers over the green, or yeah, the green from the Lime Crime I just put down. I mainly wanted to put that down to add depth before putting this down. And then this will pop, so it'll be like bright when my eyes are open, but then when they close you see more grunge to the look, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then gonna do that, and I'll come back after I've finished and we can do an inner corner highlight, because I'm probably just gonna pick from one of the palettes, and I'll let you know, and we can come back and pick it together. So BRB. All right, we are back. I just ended up doing some brown actually for my wing liner, and oh, my wing liner, it did not go as planned. This side got super fat and like not a attractive way. It's kind of all wonky, so I kind of tried to match it with the other side. I think it's okay. Anyway, I'm putting a little bit of brown in my waterlines because I like to match it around, and at this point, this is Milani's Stay Put eyeliner in Semi Sweet, and I'm going to take this brush, or pencil brush that I used, the green. Just gonna blend a little bit more, the green from the Lime Crime I should say, but I'm just gonna blend a touch bit more out here, and I'm gonna take that brush, not adding anything more that I used for the neon color from the Poppi palette, and I'm just going to blend like so. And then hey, you know what, I had one brush. This is a bigger R104 brush. It's the biggest fluffy brush, but I'm just gonna kind of go and blend out the edges here before I put on some lower lash mascara, and then we can do our inner corner together. It's taken off a little bit of the purple. I just wanted to diffuse the purple so it's not like a harsh line where I put it down, just because that brush is a little dense. Let's put on this, and then I know what inner corner I'm going to use. I have such a love for Midas Cosmetics Smoky Glow, the Nutty shadow. I think I'm going to use that because it has a little bit of pink in it too, so that'll look really nice. I'm going to use this one right here, Nutty. It looks like not too much of a crazy shadow, but watch when I put it on. Oh, I remember enjoying this so very much. This almost has a type of putty texture to it, but not like the one I used all over my lid. So I'm just gonna pack it on. Oh my goodness, I forgot how amazing this shadow is. I'm gonna pack it on my inner corner. Gonna use it very pointedly, and then once, you know, a good bit is off my brush, I'm gonna kind of blend it around. This is a pretty dense brush to buff, so I'm gonna flip it over to the other side and blend this. This came with the Dose of Colors little 5-pan. I love it for this purpose. It's a great little 2-for-1. You can blend the edges and pack on. One of my favorites. I feel like it's okay. We are done. Oh, I didn't put on any face highlighter, so why don't I just go ahead and take a touch more of that shadow Nutty and use as a face highlighter. I think I've done this before. If I haven't, we're gonna try it together and see how it does. Just gonna blend that in right there. Ooh, I think I'm seeing something. I'm going very light-handed because like you saw with the inner corner, it's pretty intense, and I don't know. Oh yeah, that looks really pretty. And there is my face all done. The eyes are done. That is this palette bingo. This was a really challenging one for me, and I really like the final look. So I'll go ahead and stick up close-ups as I sit over here and figure out what I'm gonna do for my lips, because I haven't put anything on my lips yet. But anyway, I'm just gonna pick this Odin's Eye Water Lily. But anyway, yeah, that is going to be the video. So I used 5 palettes that I reviewed in the beginning of 2020 today to create an eye look, and I always have so much fun going back to these palettes and just kind of refreshing and getting some more use out of them. It's always a lot of fun, a good good time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys seem to like my previous videos, so as long as the interest is there, I'm going to keep on doing it and do it for all of 2020, all of the palette paloozas. We can do a fun palette bingo with all the palettes and just re-dip into and get to visit these palettes once again. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, let me know what you guys think of the final look, and if you want to let me know what you would have done with this color story, let me know that down below in the comments. I would love to hear what other type of combinations you would have put together and paired it and how it might have turned out. That's always fun to hear from you guys as well, because like I said today, this color story really stumped me. It took me a hot minute to sit here and stare at my hand. But anyway, yeah, that is going to do it for me. Thank you so very much once again. If you want to stay connected with me, I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 over there, and I upload kind of every day. Sometimes I take a week off, but I try to post about every day when I am on there regularly. And yeah, with all that said, that is going to do it for me, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye, guys.